Здравствуйте, товарищи. And I'm going to give you my thoughts on the just announced, and I just finished reading the article on IGN about Shogun Total War 2, or Shogun 2 Total War, whatever the title that they're going to decide on. And in all honesty, I told you guys, I remember lots of people were asking me what I thought the next Total War was going to be. I told them I thought it was going to be Shogun 2. I thought they were going to go back and do Shogun 2. Lots of people thought it was going to be Rome 2. I'm like, no, I think they're going back to Shogun. So shows that you guys should listen to me every so often, because every so often I turn out to be right. So Shogun 2, they didn't announce a release date. But personally, I'm pretty stoked. I'm sure most of you guys are pretty stoked as well. I'm a huge fan of the Total War series in general. Of course, you guys all know that. And I'm actually a huge fan. I was a big fan of the first Shogun. It was the game that got me into Total War. I've played all the Total War games, and I think they've only progressively gotten better as time has gone along. Each game has been better than the last game, and I see no reason to think that this would be an exception. And I remember thinking, like, when I first played Shogun Total War, it was a long time ago. I was just a youngin', and I remember playing it. I thought this blew my mind. Like, this was so cool. There were so many units on the screen at the same time that you know, they're all clashing together in these epic, gigantic battles. And one thing that really blew me away is the body stayed on the map, so you could see all the carnage that your army had caused and all the devastation that was laid in the wake of this battle. I had never seen anything like that before, and you know, it just blew my mind. And I'm kind of actually really happy that they're going back to, you know, the first the game that started it all, Shogun Total War. And one thing I'm a little bit worried of is it's not like medieval and Rome and Empire, and just got progressively more epic and more expansive, that each one added in more territory and more land, and just, you know, expanded the map bigger and bigger and bigger. And then Napoleon Total War sort of came along, and I guess it shrunk the map. People keep telling me that, well, Napoleon Total War is a different game than Empire Total War, so let's treat it like a different game, okay? Fine, we'll treat it like a different game. And it shrunk the map a little bit, and that was the one thing about Napoleon Total War that I disliked. I love everything about that game. I thought they made huge improvements over Empire Total War. The one thing that they did was shrink the map down, and that was my biggest complaint. And now they're shrinking it down again to just Japan. And I'm just kind of worried about, you know, like, I remember playing Empire, and the amount of terrain and amount of settings in the game was astounding. Like, you could go, they were from South America to the British Isles to the Russian steppes to the Indians, to India. And the amount of terrain and varied battle settings was astounding. And I'm just a little bit worried with Shogun, things are going to get a little bit more compressed and a little bit more, you know, of the same. But I don't know how many of you guys actually know that I'm actually a huge fan of Japanese culture. I'm a huge fan of the time period that Shogun Total War is set. And in case you didn't know, Kyogaku de Nihongo Benkyou shimashita. Demo takusan usuremashita. Теперь я думаю, мой русский язык лучше, чем мой японский язык. Sorry if I'm a little bit rusty when it comes to my Japanese. If there's any people who actually are out there that that speak Japanese, sorry if I'm a bit rusty. It's been a while since I studied Japanese. It's been about 2 years. I took I just said, it took 4 years of it in high school, and then took 2 years off to start learning Russian. And I've actually been to Japan, love the culture, love the people, love the history, and totally excited for Shogun Total War. One thing I don't love about Japan is is anime. That's the one thing I dislike about the things that come out of Japanese culture. Everything else, like, Sorry, I'm getting off on a tangent. Now I'm on this train of thought. Well, we'll transfer back to Shogun Total War a little bit. Now that I'm talking about Japan, let's talk about Japan for a little bit. And just when I was in Japan, just so much different. Just so much of a different culture and a different setting and a different atmosphere than when and it just really reflects like the different cultural values between the people. Like one thing that really kind of shocked me when I went there. This is just a random side tangent. Was that they have alcohol and cigarettes in vending machines out on the street, you know, unguarded and whatever. And you know, the underage kids who are underage, generally speaking, of course there are a few outliers, you know, don't go and get alcohol or cigarettes from these machines. And I'm thinking that if they put, you know, those vending machines with alcohol and cigarettes in North America, it would be a disaster. I mean, there would be kids looting them and stealing from them and so on and so forth. But in Japan, people respect the rules and kind of know their place in society, and you know, something that maybe is not so much reflected here. Another thing, just the cities were so clean. Like not a speck of garbage anywhere, and no homeless people either. No homeless people on the streets or anything. And I was in Kyoto actually, walking down, you know, the main streets and in Kyoto, and gorgeous city. Not a single homeless person, not a single pit of trash, and the service there was just phenomenal. Like, you would buy something and they would take it and they would wrap it up and they put it in a bag and then bow to you on your way out, and just I mean, they treated you like you were really well respected there. That you were really, like, they treated their customers like, I don't want to say gods, but maybe that's the closest comparison I have. Anyway, enough about Japan. Let's talk a little bit more about Shogun. And reading more about the article, one thing I'm a little bit disappointed about hearing is the hero units. And I think hero units are kind of stupid to me. Just, they seem really kind of lame and cheesy and just a little bit unrealistic. Like, I played what is it, King Arthur, the role-playing war game, and that was the main thing that turned me off of that game, is why I disliked it, because it had hero units and stupid magical spells and shit. And I'm like, this is lame, and I instantly just was turned off from that, and I'm not happy to hear about those hero units being implemented in the game. Naval battles, I think naval battles in the Japanese era are going to be fantastic. I cannot wait to see what some of those naval battles look like and how different they're going to be from the naval battles in Empire and Napoleon. Also, reading more about the article, they were saying that the sieges of the Japanese castles and Japanese architecture is quite unique, quite astounding, something that I can personally attest to. Just thinking that those sieges are going to be incredible, and how there's going to be all these different layers and different levels of attack and defense. And yeah, I'm like I said, really stoked for the game. I cannot wait, and I'm certain we'll see. You know, probably a year from now, it seems like Creative Assembly releases their games yearly. Maybe, hopefully, next year we'll be doing a Let's Play of Shogun Total War. Talking a little bit more about Shogun as time goes on. And I want to hear what you guys think. Always interested in what you guys think, so post in the comments if you want to check out the article. I'll probably leave a link in the description talking about, it's on IGN.com. It's actually written by, it was written by Steve Butts, is a guy who I actually know a little bit. I actually challenged him to a game of Napoleon Total War, and he accepted. We just never got around to playing each other. And I was actually about to do this whole promotional thing on my channel. It was going to be Stalin versus Steve Butts' epic Napoleon Total War match. It just never went through. Never really got back to me. I asked him if he would give out his Steam account. He kind of danced around the issue. So, you know, maybe he was a little bit intimidated by some guy named JosefVStalin asking him to duel in Napoleon Total War. But anyway, so check out the article. Tell me what you guys think about Shogun 2 coming out. I'm excited. Love the era, love the history, love the culture. And I cannot wait to see some more actually realistic, like beautifully animated and realistic katana battles between masses of samurai in Shogun 2. But anyway, gonna be JosefVStalin signing off for now, and I'll see you guys later.